Hey, okay, greetings from sunny San Diego. It's Josh here from Resident 360. Just really quick, we do have live chat going right now. If you can hear me and see my screen, can you please just type in the live chat on your screen that says, hey, we can hear you, or something to that effect? Ah, beautiful. Thank you, Lacey, Jacob. Okay, here they come. Shannon, Maria, Anita. All right, we have a lot of people on the call this morning. Salvatore, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while since I've seen you. Kelly, Carol, Clarissa, Anita Johnson, welcome everyone. A few more people are jumping on, and we are about to get started. We are at about 10 o'clock right now. So let's jump into it. I'm Josh Grillo from Resident 360. I'm really excited you guys are here today. We haven't done a lot of webinars in the past, and it's something we're going to start doing a lot more of here in the future here at Resident 360. We have some great information to share on Google Ads that I think will really help you guys out. Now, being mindful of your time, this webinar should be around 20 to 30 minutes. We will open it up for questions at the end. So if you have questions on your screen, you can scroll down and you can actually type your question in. And towards the end of the webinar, we'll actually go down and we'll look at the questions and we'll address as many as we can. But plan on about 20 to 30 minutes long for the actual content of the webinar. And then also the live chat you have on your screen right now. We're probably going to be turning it off here in a few minutes, but you can go larger on your screen. There's a little tiny arrow right beside your live chat. If you kind of just press it to the right, it'll actually enlarge your screen so you can see the slides a little bit more. So with that said, a couple things really quick. When it comes to Google Ads, I hear this a lot, and I've heard it a lot more as I go out to conferences, and it's something I think a lot of people probably aren't aware of, but it's a pretty cool thing. So everybody's familiar with this little company called Amazon. But what a lot of you probably don't know is Amazon was one of the very first big advertisers on Google Ads. They actually built their company on the back of Google Ads, buying 1, 2, 3 cent clicks when Google Ads first started in 2000. So I just thought that was a pretty cool little note there. And obviously, costs per click prices have gone up significantly since then. But what we're going to talk about today in our 7 habits of highly effective Google Ads is ways that you can actually bring those costs way down. So with that said, let me introduce 2 people. The first one is Brianna Quesada. She heads up all of our digital marketing here at Resident 360. She deals with all of our clients. A lot of you have probably talked to her before. She is an absolute rock star. She's been with us now for close to 2 years, and she is somebody to pay attention to. Super sharp, knows what she's doing. The second person is Lisa Young. She's our managing director here at Resident 360. Again, she's been with us now for 2 years as well. She runs a lot of the day-to-day operations. A lot of you have had conversations with her on the phone as well. So she'll be asking some questions to Brianna. I'll be drilling Brianna as well on different things. And again, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please drop a question below on your screen. And at the end, we will go down and answer as many as we can. So with that said, hopefully everybody can still see our screen. 7 habits of highly effective Google Ads. We're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to turn it over to Miss Lisa Young to talk a little bit about who we are and why we have the privilege to talk to you here today.
Thanks, Josh. We do notice that a couple of people still can't hear us. So is there any tips we can give them to kind of be able to make sure they hear? It looks like it's a percentage.
Yeah, the thing is, you got to make sure, number one, your speakers are turned on. That's the biggest thing I can say is make sure your speakers are turned on. I know a lot of times with the computers, it's like, oh, wait, I'm still on mute. I'm still on mute. So just make sure your speakers are turned on. I'll try turning up the volume here on our computer. Hopefully that helps better. I do see people saying, yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. I see. Okay, Steph, you're saying still no audio, no sound. Okay. Well, when we finish, we'll see if we can't figure out, if there is a better audio solution for you guys. But for now, let's turn it over to Lisa. Lisa, do you want to go ahead and jump in and talk about the company?
Absolutely. So first of all, I just want to thank everybody for their time today. We're, like Josh said, we're going to try to keep this to 20 minutes or so to respect everyone's time. Here at Resident 360, we have a talented team of both digital strategists as well as marketers, project managers. SEO and SEM are some of our major focus points. We're also a premier Google partner, and more importantly, we specialize in both search and mobile ads as well as display ads. And we also currently are managing over 2.5 million in Google spend annually, and that continues to grow.
All right. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started then. All right. So for number one, make it a habit to review your search terms and add negative keywords. So with this, you want to make it a habit as part of your monthly maintenance to review your search terms for all search campaigns that you're running. With this, you gain insight into what people are literally typing in on the Google search bar, and you see how closely those searches relate to the ads you have in place. You also get new ideas for keywords that you might have never thought for that are converting. You also want to make it a habit to continually add negative keywords. Negative keywords are words you don't want to add your ads to show for. So for example, if you're a community that does not offer all utilities included, you want to make sure that you add that as a negative keyword. That way you're not spending your ad dollars on something that you don't offer.
So for example, we know that we've had clients that maybe do not accept currently Section 8, or they don't allow low-income housing as far as their parameter for leasing. So it's just, those are good keywords to be able to add, Brianna, do you think?
Of course, as negative keywords. Anything that you do not offer at your community is a great thing to add as a negative keyword, just to make that ad dollar go stretch a little more.
Is there, real quick, Brianna, so this negative keyword thing, I kind of getting it. What is there like real common words that you see often when you're optimizing these campaigns that it's almost kind of like the same words over and over and over again that are probably should fall in the negative category but aren't?
I would say all bills paid, all utilities included, furnished, short-term leases. That's another one that pops up a lot. Those are the main terms that show.
Awesome.
Number two, make it a habit to create all the ad extensions that you can. So here we have all the ad extensions that work best within the multifamily industry to add for your ads. And so here are a couple examples of ads that are utilizing ad extensions. So the first ad right here, you can see where it says Culver City. That's a location extension. So that just helps the consumer find you that much easier. Now
I was gonna say, okay, so basically where it has the little, your first ad that I'm looking at right now, Brianna, it has a little, look like a little map tag or geo tag, Culver City, 12 locations nearby. Now, what kind of tag, what kind of extension is that? I've never seen that before.
So that's a location extension. And to enable that, you have to link up your Google My Business with your Google Ads.
So everybody out there, this is a really key point, Google My Business. I know if you're on my newsletter, I talk about it over and over and over again. It's like I'm beating a dead horse here, but you want to link up your Google My Business listings with your Google AdWords accounts. Do not forget to do that. And right above that, which you'll see is right above Culver City, you have a Marina Harbor, Anchorage, the Tides, Water's Edge, the Villa, location. What are those, Brianna?
Those are site links. So essentially those link directly to other pages within your website.
Got it. Is there, I see these on a lot of ads out there, and I know we run them for Resident 360 as well for our own company. Is there a site link extension that you think gets clicked more than something else?
It's usually the gallery because people want to see the community. So they go directly to the gallery site link.
So guys, prime tip here. So if you're running site link extensions on your ads, it's a really, really good idea to have gallery, or maybe it's the word photos, as one of those site link extensions. Obviously someone would see what's your community look like, right? So again, that can help click-through rate on your ads.
And I just want to back up for one quick second here. I know that Brianna, we've had some conversation with a number of clients. Although we do 100% advocate for ensuring that your Google My Business is linked to your Google campaign, just be cognizant that if you have a lot of negative reviews, that you have a plan of action to clean those up, because linking your Google My Business with your Google campaign and having a lot of negative reviews can have a negative impact, right, Brianna?
Definitely. So unless you have those positive reviews, I would hold off on linking to Google Ads until that gets.
Or have a plan of action attack to make that happen. Great.
And to share one stat with you on the power of the ad extensions, according to Google, on average, they've found that there's a 10 to 15% click-through rate uplift just by enabling one new ad extension. So the more ad extensions, the better. Number 3, make it a habit to create a geotargeting campaign.
So here's an example of a geotargeting campaign for clients that maybe have great employer locations within a close proximity of their asset. So as you see on the screen here, when you have major employers, you're able to kind of go ahead and make sure that you're geotargeting those specific locations. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, so with that, you would drop those geo circles 1 mile radius around those locations. And the great thing about that, you're getting these at such a low cost per click that when you do get that lead, the cost per conversion is crazy.
So I got a question on this. So what you're saying is, I've got an apartment community and I'm going to target people in what, a 1 mile radius around my community, is that right?
So you would target a 1 mile radius around Facebook, around Amazon, Google, all of those major employers that you want to attract those residents from.
Got it. And then what'll happen is Google will then serve my ads to these people that work at these places?
Yeah, so then the ad would look similar to this one that we have in the bottom right corner, and those ads would show on many of the sites within the Google network. And to further qualify that traffic, you would want to add an in-market audience of people that are actively searching for apartments for rent.
And for example, if you're new to geotargeting, one of the great things that we've been able to have clients do is go back and pull a list of demographics as to where their current residents are working. So if you're, sometimes we think that we know where everybody's working, but there are times where there's maybe a missed opportunity. So if you pull those employers from your current resident status, you'll kind of know where people are working to be able to know which ones to actually target for your community.
Oh, real quick, let me jump in for a second here in geotargeting. So you said this is a really good way to get cheap clicks or inexpensive clicks. So kind of, can you give everybody an idea of when you say that, what you're really talking about? Like how much are we talking about on cost per click prices for this?
So depending on the market, it can range from 5 cents a click to 15 and 16, and we keep it in the teens usually, and it really depends on the market.
So something really cool that I think that a lot of people don't think about, I mean, again, we focus so much on driving the click, but the amount of branding and impressions that go in these campaigns, these geo-targeting campaigns, is massive. So you can imagine if you're sending 10, 20, 30,000 impressions of an ad that has your community on it, has your logo on it, has your branding on it, even if they aren't clicking, they're getting that top of mind awareness. So that's something to think about. That's why we like geo-targeting so much, the sheer fact that when they do click, it is so cheap.
Number 4, make it a habit to create retargeting campaigns. So with that, you can do it through 2 ways, either through your search campaigns, so that would be the RLSA campaign, and then we can do it through display, similar to that geo-targeting. You would create remarketing lists based off of different pages on your website. So with that, you can get more contextual with those ads. As an example, here you're on weather.com and you see the 2 communities right here, the ads following you everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon, we all know Amazon does an amazing job of this. Any product you land on in their page, as soon as you leave, that product follows you around everywhere you go. So again, I think everybody here is familiar with retargeting and remarketing by now. The beauty of this, and what a lot of people don't talk about, is the list portion of it. So you can actually create retargeting lists, which is super, super cool. So for example, let me just give you what we do here at Resident 360. we create retargeting lists for our different pages on our website. So for example, if somebody goes to our website and they land on our website page, right, for websites, we put them on a website retargeting list. If they land on our 3D floor plans page, we put them on a 3D floor plans retargeting list. And what that allows us to then do is actually serve personalized ads up to those people based off of what they just saw. So think about it. If they're looking at your floor plans page and they leave off your floor plans page, you can retarget them with your floor plans, right? Same thing with photos, same thing with amenities, same thing with the neighborhood page. So just things to think about, right? You can create all kinds of different retargeting lists, which then allows your message to be more customized, more personalized for that specific searcher.
Number 5, make it a habit to check placement of your display ads. So with checking the placements, you can see exactly where your ads are showing, where they appeared, and you can exclude any unqualified placements. So here's an example right here. If you're looking at your placements and you see that your ads are getting clicks and maybe even converting on the Peppa Pig YouTube channel.
My favorite.
So with that, you want to double check and see how qualified the traffic is coming from there and exclude it if you're wasting your ad dollars there.
That's one thing we found when we've taken on new accounts is it's really important to double check, and it is a good habit to go back and just make sure continually that your placements are appropriate.
Number 6, make it a habit to set up conversion tracking. The best way to do that is through Google Tag Manager. It's a great way to set up those conversion tags without having to go to your web developer every time you want to set up a new tag. Tracking calls and email leads are really the top 2 that you want to make sure that you're tracking. And this just really gives you the full picture of what's working and what's not.
So one of the things that we've seen, we jump on calls, monthly or quarterly, depending on the client's status with us as far as which campaigns that we're running for them. But it's really important to be able to tie back not only what you're doing here when we're talking about through all these slides, but also making sure we're tracking, again, those calls and those emails on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis and confirming which ones are actually converting. And back to what Josh said earlier, where we're targeting based on, certain pages within your website and so forth. This is just a better opportunity to be able to go back and look at your analytics and ensuring that you're getting a great return on your investment.
Number 7, make it a habit to review the ad itself.
Really? Brianna, seriously. You gotta review your ad.
So you need to review and keep an eye out for ad copy that converts. And that's usually what we've been seeing trends, ad copy that has location descriptions that are clear and specific, really have a call to action and use great imagery for those display ads.
And sometimes I know that we're joking a little bit about, going back and make sure looking at the ad itself, but making sure that there's no spelling errors, that the picture is clear and very easy to read.
And so here are a couple of examples of ads that clearly stated where they're located and their starting prices. So starting prices is a great thing to have in your ads because that just really helps pre-qualify that traffic before they click through to your website.
Absolutely. I mean, we could go on and on. One of the things is that we're huge proponents, just as a company, for our clients to ensure that they have a starting price, just as Brianna said, so that you're driving qualified traffic. You don't want clicks or calls for potential prospects that are not actually going to be qualified based on price. The other thing is, remember, consumers, we all want everything right now. And so it's kind of disrespectful if we're not putting price out there. Let's give them what they want very quickly.
And then to recap, here are 7 habits. Make it a habit to review your search terms and add negative keywords. Make it a habit to create all the ad extensions that you can. Create those geo-targeting campaigns and retargeting campaigns, whether through search or display. Check the placement of the ads, set up conversion tracking, and review the ad itself.
So with that said, guys, again, as I said, we'll keep it around 20, 30 minutes in length. If you have any questions, just drop them in on your screen below, and we're going to go answer those now. Also, we have a brand new book coming out within next week. We actually wrote the book in conjunction with Google. We're a Google Premier partner, so that allows us to do little fun things like that in terms of having them help us write books. So it's a brand new book, Google Ads for Apartments. It'll be out next week. If you would like a copy of this book, very, very, very simple. Brandon's going to pop up a little message on your screen right now. All you got to do is click yes or no. If you click yes, guess what? We got your little email address, and we'll get that book out to you within the next week. I think you got to put the answer in there, Brandon, yes or no. Okay, 1 second. We're going to put that up for you. Perfect. You should be seeing that poll right now on your screen. Yes, if you like a copy. No, you won't hurt our feelings if you don't. No problem there. And also, if you have any questions, please drop them in. We are seeing a couple questions right now. We have a question here from David. Would you recommend having the price listed in the headline versus a price extension? Brianna,
I would recommend having it listed in the headlines because the price extensions don't always show. Google rotates the extensions based off of what they think is going to provide the best results. So they don't always show.
Good point. That's great. Thanks, David.
Oh, no, there's another one. What's that? There's one from Salvatore. Hey, go ahead. How can geotargeting work for a property management company? Good question.
Take it away. Well, I mean, so here's the thing. Depending on the type of management company that you are, whether you're fee managed, owner managed, the main thing to remember is who your target audience is. Obviously, you're not going necessarily after consumer traffic. You're going after either generally, we have a lot of clients that are doing potential fee business, or maybe they're developers or so forth. So it's just really important. That's more of a lengthy conversation. I would say definitely email me directly and we can jump on a call. We have very specific strategies and ideas and truly proven methods for property management companies in general. You can email me directly at lisa@resident360.com. Again, lisa@resident360.com, and I will definitely answer you personally. We'll jump on a call and talk about that for your specific company.
All right, we got another question from Jacob. Do we know the average click rate percentage of a retargeting campaign similar to the one like searching through weather.com? I'm hesitant to click these personally, but curious. There's some average percentage on clicks on this. So basically, Brandon, ads that are showing on, the Google Display Network sites like weather.com, what type of click percentages are we seeing? I think it's pretty low, right?
It's pretty low. Typically with the display network, you see between a 1% and 2% click-through rate.
Got it. Yeah, so there you go, about 1 or 2% click-through rate. But the cost is very minimal, right? So that's the beauty of it. I mean, you are showing the ad, you are getting that branding, and if they do click, it's just minimal cost, right? But guys, we just got to remember, wherever we're sending these ads to, if it's a landing page or if it's to our own website, the website needs to be set up properly. You need to have your phone number on there. You need to have forms on there where people can actually reach out to you. And when they do reach out to you, you got to answer the phone or you got to respond back by email as fast as possible. We all know that to be the case to close business. I know a couple people said they're not seeing the poll. So I think if you scroll up and down on your screen, you probably will see it. Just letting you know that. If there's any other questions, please drop them in right now. And we're going to get ready to wrap up this call. We're going to do one last check on questions. All right. Well, here we go. Kim, what companies offer ad extensions? Well, basically ad extensions, that's part of Google. So that's basically if you have a company that's managing your Google ad campaigns, or if you're doing it yourself, it's basically a feature within Google Ads. That's all it is. It's just a feature within Google Ads. So if you're running any type of Google Ads, whoever your person is that's managing that for you, you can ask them to set that up. It's just a feature, again, inside Google Ads.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Again, we are here to help. We'll have another webinar coming up in 2 weeks' time on a different topic, so hope you can join us there as well. We'll send out an invite. And again, I appreciate everybody reading the newsletter I send out every single Wednesday morning. I've been doing it for 2 years straight. I write the content myself, so I really appreciate the people that are on this call are actually people that get the newsletter. So thank you so much. If there's anything we can do to help you out, reach out to Brianna, Lisa, or myself. And we look forward to talking with you in the future.
Happy Friday, guys.
Bye.